Good morning. Well, it's not morning for everyone, but good morning to people in North America and good other times to all the other people. There we go. We got comments on. Hello. I normally don't go Facebook Live this early or YouTube Live. Actually, I haven't been going live that much at all. But I had a friend ask me to come on live with her today, and then something came up and she couldn't go. So then I was like, maybe I'll just go anyways. I'm kind of all fired up about a topic, and I'd love to explore that conversation with you, amazing people. So I am a mom. You probably know that. 2 little kiddos. And I had this really cool conversation with them yesterday that sparked this awareness of a possibility that I think I'm probably going to be exploring for the next little while dynamically. And that's actually including your kids in your business. So I've kind of included my kids in my business for a really long time in a way. Hi, Claire. Yay. I didn't even know I was going live here today. I thought I was going Instagram live. I'm so glad you're here. Talking about kiddos. I'm talking about X-Men kiddos and including them in your business. So my kids were pretty young when I started playing with the tools of access consciousness. So I right away was like instituting this into my life as one of those people. I did my homework and then I brought it home. And so I noticed a lot shift and change and grow in that aspect. But continuously using the tools with my kids has been such a joy for me and so interesting. So here was the conversation. So I was talking to my kids and I was like, hey, so one thing that my oldest kid, he's on the autism spectrum. He requires to process information, especially if it's kind of disrupting his like his routine or his the way he likes things. Okay. So in a couple weeks from now, I'm going to be going to Calgary to facilitate a foundation class and I'm bringing the kids with me. So I was just letting him know, giving you a heads up. This is what we're going to be doing. And, you want to give them the whole picture with X-Men. This is an amazing tool that has changed my life. I didn't know when my kiddo was younger that he had autism. I thought he was just sensitive. I don't know. And using these X-Men tools has been a dynamic game changer. So you kind of give them the whole picture. So it's giving him the whole picture of the whole 4 days or the travel there and the travel back and just kind of giving him that picture. And something that I do is I contribute money to my kids from my classes and things. It's kind of the way I started to see it was an honoring of their being. Now, we're kind of taught in this world that you get paid for what you do, not for what you be, right? You go to work and it's not like I'm just being an energy that expands, possibility. Well, you are. But not often will your employers see that and will they pay you for it, right? It's what have you done today? What you've knocked off things off of your list to do. And what have you produced? What have you accomplished? So right away, I wanted to give my kids a sense of being acknowledged financially for something that you be. So even if they come, hi, Marisol. Hi. Oh, it's so long since I've seen you. So even if they come to an access class and I'm not facilitating, I usually give them some cash for that, just a way of honoring their being. So I was talking, so they were like, oh yeah, so will we receive some money from this? I'm like, absolutely, totally. And then they start to wonder how much money, and we usually kind of base it on how many people show up. This is part of, now what I'm trying to show you here is how I include them in the creation. Because kids are incredible receivers, right? especially if they haven't been shut down or demanded to shut down their receiving. My kids receive way better than I do. I'm learning or I'm unlearning what I learned about receiving. And they don't have as many points of view as we do. So we kind of develop these points of view over time using reference points to the past, using what other people have created, using all of these things. Now, because this is a quick creation, I'm literally posting the class today, and it's a couple weeks from now. I had already, and I didn't know this, I was not aware of this, I'd already cultivated a point of view that it would probably be a small class, and I was okay with that. It was more like following a call of consciousness. And they started going, oh, what would it take to have, I was like, yeah, what would it take to have 10 people there? And they're like, what would it take to have 40 people there? I was like, oh. Well, my ask was really small. But have you ever noticed that your kids' asks are far larger than yours? Oh man. So, and this is such a beautiful gift because when you can include this in your business, right? What if we asked like as if we were like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, like what would we ask for from that space of actually having no sense of what's possible or what's impossible, of asking too much, just going for it. So I was like, okay, wow, I'm going to include this energy. And that was so this is the energetic inclusion. So I was including them in a way, but when I included their asks, because their asks were so much bigger than mine. And so then I started to ask for more and included that energy of that giant ask in my business. And the energy just started to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So then every morning, my youngest, the 9-year-old, he'll be like, oh, we got to do our ask. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, and so every morning he's been asking, what would it take for 40 people or more to show up to this foundation class? Wow. How lucky am I to have these two beautiful people in my life? As an entrepreneur, as a single mom, I've heard so many women struggle, or it could be a single dad, it could be even a coupled couple, but where there's this point of view that your kids take away from your business. If I didn't have my kids here, I would have so much more ease with my business. I could work different hours. I wouldn't have all these parenting responsibilities. And I get it. I get how that can feel that way. But what if what will start to cultivate more of that ease is actually including them in the business more, in your business, in your career, in your, you go on a trip. It doesn't mean that you have to bring them on every work trip, but if you're including their energy, then it actually creates more ease for them, I've noticed, and it creates a lot more ease for me. But it creates more ease for them because they are these massive, like, those like little puppies that just like love you, or you like you hurt yourself and then the dog just wants to lick it and you're like, get off like my sore spot. It's like they just want to contribute so much. That's my kids. And honestly, that's how I was when I was a kid. I think I'm maybe still like that a little bit. And so when you receive that contribution, there's a relaxation. There's a acknowledgement of their being valuable. And gosh, I wish I felt valuable when I was 9, when I was 12. And it truly acknowledges their being and invites them to even more of them. Claire says, what would it take for all of us to start to ask for others? Yeah. Who could you ask? But from a true asking, like I've had people go, hey, can I get a contribution? But there's no real sense of willingness to receive from me. Willingness to include me in whatever it is. Say, I'm having some back problems. Would you be willing to contribute? Well, would you actually include me? Would you allow me to contribute? And in that, there's an acknowledgement of the gift of someone's being, the gift of someone's energy, the gift of someone's willingness to facilitate something greater. I'm so grateful for you, Marisol. So grateful for all of you jumping on here with me. So if you notice, sometimes I actually have a kind of a cute story. There was this woman that I knew, and she did yoga instruction. And I was like, it'd be so awesome to do yoga with mamas and their kids, not babies, because I had done that, but like kind of younger kids. I thought that was going to be an awesome idea. Not the smartest. Because what happened was the first 5 minutes, the kids were engaged, they were having fun, but then they just wanted to play together. And then they were just being loud, and all these moms were trying to like zen out and have their yoga, and the kids are going crazy. And I was at like, it was getting more heightened, and the parents were trying to control the kids, and the parents like, quiet and sit down. And so I was like, hey, and I just stopped the class. I'm like, can I just do something here? How much are these little bodies trying to contribute to you mamas? And then they just got this tsunami of energy, this like, whoa, so much. And I said, how much are you actually allowing in? Not so much, because they were the parent and they were trying to do the parenting thing, right? So I said, would you just relax right now? Let them contribute, and let's just see what happens. Maybe we're done class for today. Maybe we're not. So after a few minutes, like the kids then, as soon as we like invited them to contribute, they started to like get on top of all the bodies, like the each other's bodies touching the mama's bodies. Like there was like this kind of like physical transference of facilitation going on, and energy exchange. And then they just went, and the kids all sat together in a circle, like various ages, and they were just quiet. And they were just hanging out together. And then the moms could just start to breathe better. And I was like, wow. How hard were those kids working to try and get their parents to receive? How hard did you work as a kid trying to get your parents to receive? Wow. And then it's so interesting because you're this kid, especially if you're an X-Men kid, you're so aware. You have such magical capacities. Like, I'm talking beyond this reality, wizards, magicians, mages. And if the people that you look up to the most, which would be your parents, don't see you as something valuable to receive, what do you start to decide about you? Yeah. What if none of that was true? Whatever you decided about you, what if they just couldn't receive all that you could gift and all that you be? So I try and have that with me when I'm with my kids, and when there's some kind of weird, almost push energy going on, I'll like stop myself and go, is there something I'm not receiving here that they can gift, that they can be? Relax, receive. And then sense all this joy that can come in, and this possibility. Now invite that into your business. How much more money could you make that way? How much more ease could you have? You know, even like coming on here, I let my kids know, hey, I'm going on a Facebook Live, and they're contributing. They're contributing energy right now. They're downstairs, they're doing their own thing. Their gift of being is here. And okay, here's the thing is that, I talked about that magic, that miraculousness, right? Would you be willing to know that true like superpowers exist? Like I'm talking Like, even another story yesterday, my youngest hurt his ankle and my oldest put his hand on it, and it was like the whole room, I could feel it in my entire body for 2 minutes, and then pretty much all the pain disappeared. Like, just that touch, that healing touch of like total miraculousness, because he doesn't have a point of view that he can't. He's 12. These X-Men kids have capacities, like they are, in Access, we talk about X-Men as the evolution of the species to a higher way of functioning on this planet. Okay. So like you have a crazy magician living with you, and you would not use their powers to make your lives better for what reason? I'm like, we actually call ourselves, like, we have a name, like we're the magic crew. And so when we're going to go do something, I'm like, okay, like magic up, guys. Like, let's, like, I get to walk through life with a group of wizards. I get to walk through life. I get to create new things. Anytime we ask for something new, like a new vehicle or a new home or anything like that, I include their energy in it because I have these super powerful beings, and I'm so lucky to include them. And in that, my business grows dynamically. And I'm actually inspired myself to talk more with them this week and maybe invite them into my business in different ways. Sometimes I'll just even ask them. I had created a new graphic for a special topics class that I have called As If by Magic. And I asked my kid, which one do you get is going to expand this class? Not because I wanted him to think about it or have like a point of view about it, but I actually desired his awareness on it and his energy with it. And he chose the one that was really light for me too. And then I showed my other kid. And when we posted it, there was this huge, massive space of expansion. Now, just get a sense, if I hadn't included them, would it still have expanded? Totally. Yeah, it matched. It was awesome. But it would not have expanded as much as it did. Their little drops of energy, those little, like, just a little drop of attention, a little drop of energy is explosive. And true contribution is that gifting and receiving, right? At the same time. So when I receive their contribution, when I receive their gift of being, then it is a gift to them as it acknowledges their being, they receive energies, they receive awareness, they receive more, and then we're all just receiving more. How beautiful is that? Now, parenting isn't always perfect and easy, but I wonder if you included your kids more in these things that we don't normally include kids in. Maybe you ask them what they want for dinner, but do you include them in your business meetings? Do you include them in in those types of things? What if you started? What would that create for you? Well, thank you, everyone. This was my my little spark of awareness I had yesterday. And I'm just so excited to explore more of parenting with X-Men. I mean, obviously, I've been parenting X-Men for the last 12 years, but putting my awareness on it more has already started to open up so much as I'm building up towards this class with Diva Diaz. I'm starting to like download possibilities that I never even considered. I'm starting to get a greater sense of what these kiddos are here, the future they're here to be, and that actually includes me, and that creates my life to be greater. It's not just about them, right? It's about me including me in their lives, and them including me in their lives, and me including them. It's this whole yummy inclusion thing. So I'm just kind of like in this awe and wonder of the possibilities of what more I can discover with parenting and X-Men, but also what more I can clear out and change with me having been an X-Men and what that was like to be parented, what I was aware of, and those things that are still there that I'm not necessarily like have grasped yet to clear out. And that's what's so beautiful about these classes, is that you have these conversations and then you're like, whoa, that's a something. And I would love to get rid of that something. So if you're drawn to more with parenting X-Men, whether you have kids or not, whether you work with kids or not, you might just have been an X-Men that was parented. I really invite you to come engage with us. It's starts pretty soon, September 23rd, I think. I'll put a link in here. I'm not good at memorizing dates, but it's with the beautiful Diva Diaz and what is truly possible for a different world with these X-Men kiddos. Well, thanks, everyone. I hope this was a contribution to you. I am so grateful to get to chat with you in this way, and we'll see you again soon.